This week on Hoosier Adventures, we check out the Fort Worth Stockyards. Gonna cut to the chase on this video. The Fort Worth Stockyards is a strong recommend. If you're ever in the DFW area, or from what I understand in Fort Worth, they call it the FWD area, you need to check out the Fort Worth Stockyards. It's a great experience. The entire stockyards were decorated for Christmas while we were there, and we're going to head over to where the main Christmas tree decoration is. This is the sort of stadium where I believe they have the different rodeos and stuff like that. There wasn't one going on when we were there, but you can buy tickets and check them out, and there were some posters for them that looked really cool. So I'm definitely going to go back at some point and check out a rodeo at the stockyards. Here's the Christmas tree. So as impressive as the Christmas tree was, the thing that really caught my eye about this display is actually this dinosaur of a Cadillac out front, and we'll get some good shots of it. One of Detroit's finest right here. Pretty cool, you gotta admit. And here we are heading up the street away from the stadium. This is the Stockyards Hotel, which we'll get some inside shots of later in the video, but really cool, unique hotel. If you're ever in Fort Worth and you get the chance, definitely recommend that. The restaurant that we ate at is called H3. I have no clue what H3 means, but the food was delicious, and let's go inside and check out the inside. Here's some buffalo heads. Now, you'll actually see the other end of the buffalo when we walk around the wall, so make sure to catch it. The inside of this restaurant smelled really great because of the wood stove. Also, the food was delicious. I would definitely recommend this restaurant, and it was actually pretty cheap, so it had that going for it too. Here we are walking through to the bar, and I believe the bar or saloon is called the Buffalo Butt, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But there you can see the other end of the buffalo that was in our wall on the other side. This is the inside of the Stockyards Hotel. It is connected to that bar and restaurant. The hotel looks really unique. It's kind of got this little western twang to it, and pretty small too. It's like a boutique hotel is what I would call it. It was great to see everything decorated to Christmas. We were here during late November, so it was even before the Christmas season had really kicked off. I just kind of walked in and wandered around. You can't tell from this video because I don't really focus on any of them, but the art on the walls too is amazing. I really enjoy those kind of western landscapes and you know, paintings of the Old West. It's cool sculpture right there. There's one just like it if you take Interstate 45 to Houston, outside Houston. So I wonder if it's the same artist or whether it's just a similar work. Here we are walking back up the street. A lot of boot shops, a lot of souvenir shops, a lot of restaurants too. I'm not 100% sure, but from what I understand, at night this sort of becomes the Fort Worth equivalent of Bourbon Street, although more family friendly. One of the boot stores we went in, I don't have video of, but there was a pair of boots in there for $8,700, which blows my mind. That's a lot of money for something that's going to spend a lot of time in the dirt. Another point of interest that we visited and don't have video of was the White Elephant Bar. After going there, we subsequently learned that the White Elephant Bar is supposed to be the oldest bar in Fort Worth, or at least it claims to be. We stopped in for a Lone Star beer. And here we are at the top of the hill looking back down towards the stockyards. Down at the left side of the street, farther down, is where you'll see the stadium. You can kind of barely see it from there, but we're going to return that way. There's Letty Boot Shop. That's where the super expensive boots we saw were. I made my wife put them down lest we break them and have to buy them. This guy out here is getting us ready for the twice daily cattle drive. So he's got a big bullhorn. He was quite funny. I really enjoyed him. I think he enjoys his job, so he's worth going to see in and of himself. But right after him comes the cows. So this is the twice daily cattle drive. The cows are really, really docile. From what I understand, they get fed as soon as they get to the end of the cattle drive, so they know where they're going, and they're really excited about it. They take a lot of safety precautions. They won't let you get in the street. If you get in the street, they'll yell at you. They say no one's ever been gored, and you don't want to be the first person to be gored, which I agree with. We're here on a weekday, and there's still quite a big crowd. I bet during weekends, during the summer, this place is packed. Now I'm going to take you inside the Fort Worth Livestock Exchange. So we won't actually see the exchange floor, although we did pass by it, but this is just the inside of the building. It's a really cool old building, and it's also home to the Stockyards Museum. Those are the different cow brands on the wall. Pretty cool, right? The Stockyards Museum is only $2 a person, and though it's small, it's absolutely worth going to visit, especially only at $2 a person. This is where the cows go when they get to the end of their cattle drive. They come back here and they go into those pens and get fed. Now we're going to walk towards this, I don't know what to call it. It's kind of like a converted cattle barn / railroad station that's now filled with souvenir shops. From what I understood and what the sign sort of said, there's a heritage railway that runs through it, and you can take the train on certain weekends or what have you. I would love to come back and do that. That would be really, really cool. You can see the tracks running right through the center. You'll notice this really cool four-sided clock up here. It says Tarantula on it in stained glass. I don't know what Tarantula was. I tried to Google it and find out. I don't know if it was the clockmaker or it had something to do with the railroad. But if you know, put it in the comments because I'm very, very curious. I would love to know. Here's my wife getting on this saddle, clowning around. And this is going to bring us to the end of the video. So here's the other end of the station / cattle pens. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe. The Stockyards is a must if you ever visit the FWD area.